this video, we're going to look at 5 simple steps you can use every day to carry out risk assessment in your workplace. If you're an employer, what does risk assessment mean for you? It's written into UK law that employers must control risk by assessing what might cause harm and then take reasonable steps to prevent that harm from happening. Step 1 is to identify the key hazards. Ask yourself what could harm someone and how. Firstly, take a look at accident records to identify any previous injury or illness. Secondly, refer to manufacturer's guidelines for safe guidance on how to operate plant and equipment. We mustn't forget to consider non-routine or infrequent work activities. Also, it's essential to consider the potential long-term impacts to health, such as from exposure to noise or dust. Lastly, unless the risk is increased during work, everyday risks should not be included. For step 2, you need to identify who might be harmed. Ask yourself who will be exposed to a particular risk. This may primarily be your own employees, but there are also other groups of people who may be affected in different ways which need to be considered. Step 3 requires 2 key elements. Firstly, how bad is the outcome likely to be? In other words, the severity of injury or illness. Secondly, what are the chances of it happening with the current controls in place? For step 4, we need to weigh up the risks and decide if the risks are at a reasonable level or that we need further control measures in place. For those who require further controls, we need to determine and record specific actions, assign responsibility, and determine a program for completion. Your assessments should be recorded to be shared with the relevant people. Make sure to only include the significant risks, keeping it simple and easy to read for training purposes. And remember, it's not about creating paperwork, but identifying sensible measures to control risk.